This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Well, it is something that can give you clarity, help you relax, release stress and anxiety. It's been done for hundreds, if not 1,000 years. And it's so easy. You basically don't have to do anything. And I'm not making that up. It can be the secret to helping you heal and so much more. I am referring to meditation. And I, like everybody else who does, hear the word meditation, you're like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know what that's all about. Once you figure it out, it's amazing. And we're going to talk about that today. She is a holistic healer. It has so many different modalities to move your life forward. And meditation is in her wheelhouse for sure. She's the woman behind mycrystalportal.com. Rochel Rittgers, our professional of the year, is back with us. How are you doing today?
Oh, hello, Steve. I'm doing fabulous, thank you. And probably mostly because of meditation, to be honest.
Okay, so let's go there. Did you meditate today?
Yes, indeed, I did. Yes. That is how I open up my morning, every morning. I would say, I can't say like 100%, but probably out of 365 days of the year, probably 360 or more. Yeah.
Wow. Tell us, you wake up first thing in the morning, what happens next?
Well, I have sort of a routine. I go and get my first glass of water for the morning, and then I feed the birds, and then I sit down on the meditation pillow and begin my meditation. And I do a variety of different types of meditation during that time. But usually it's some chanting, it's some doing some singing, sort of Anuhasi kind of singing. And then I go into a guided meditation, and then I just sit in silence. And silence can be, different things. I do some breathing meditation as well. So, yeah, usually 30 to 45 minutes a morning. Yeah.
What is the secret to silence? And I have written down here the other day, and I write everything down, little pieces, sentences of information from people like you. And if I go back one page, I have written down here, silence is the beginning of the cure. What is going on with the silence? Why is that so impactful?
We have between 65,000 and 85,000 thoughts a day, and our world is just enmeshed, I don't know if that's the right word, but just awash with busyness and distractions and things to do and racing here and racing there and going, doing. And we have forgotten how to be. And in meditation, what we do is just settle everything. I think we settle our thoughts, we settle our mind, we settle our cells even, we settle our muscles. And in that state of calm, then the real important answers can come to us. And we don't have to buy into all the distractions.
Do you think, I just got a visual, do you think it's sort of like life in general, just nothing out of the ordinary, but just in general, do you think it's sort of like a tornado? And we're in the middle of a tornado. Those are 65,000 thoughts. We're all around. Try to, grab over to something here. I can't. Live, phone calls and devices and everything around. When you sit in silence, the wind is gone. You've literally come down from the ground of spinning around in that tornado. And now you're back again. And that's what happens with silence.
It really is. And I have to share, I heard a story just yesterday from a young man who had struggled with depression his entire life. And, suicide things and all kinds of diagnoses psychologically and whatever. And he said that he went in his bedroom, closed the door, and meditated for 4 days, and everything was gone. He was back to being a happy, balanced, relaxed, ready to go forward kind of person that he hadn't been before. It was meditation, just silence, right? Unplugging from everything. Yeah.
Rochel, what do you think I'm going to be doing for the next 5 days?
I would encourage you, Steve, and all of us, you guys, everybody in our listening audience, put a piece of paper with the numbers 1 through 100 on it in a line, and give yourself 100 days straight of at least 5 minutes of meditation, and see what happens. Just 5 minutes.
You think I'm being facetious? For the next 5 days, I'm sitting in silence. I'm not doing anything.
Oh.
I'm on a plane tomorrow
Oh my gosh.
to the middle of nowhere, overlooking a beach, a tropical beach. And I started doing it last year. And 2 words, life-changing. And I got to be honest with you. I'm always very transparent. I'm doing it again. But part of me was like, are you really going to do that again? Like, and I'm in New York. So I know it's going to take me a day or two to get in the zone, because it did last time.
Yeah.
And will I take, a few phone calls, talk to a couple of friends, play on my computer? Yeah, of course. I'm not completely disconnecting, but I'm disconnecting on my terms. And all the rest of the time around that will be a white plastic chair overlooking the ocean. And I'm doing exactly what you just said.
What would you say your benefits were the last time you did that?
Great question. Grounded, because I don't wear shoes.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm serious the entire time. From the point where I get out of the Airbnb to the ocean, it's maybe 70 feet, if that. I don't wear shoes. Clarity, sense of self. I listen to songs. One song I listen to over and over again, and it's haunting me for a reason. It's "Let It Grow" by Eric Clapton, which wasn't a huge hit, but there's no intro to the song. He just takes a breath and he says, "Standing at the crossroads, trying to read the signs to tell me which way I should go." Over and over again, I would play that song because I need to make a decision. I don't know what the decision is, but it's telling me I need to. And there I was over the ocean, and that's what I'm doing again. Different songs, whatever comes up. I don't know. But exactly what you said. And what is meditation? We wrestle with. I did it. I remember, 7 years ago, putting a pillow down, sitting in a sunroom, like, all right, be quiet. Put headphones on, listen to an app, do this. I can't do it. It's not working. Until one day, I was staring at a thumbtack on the wall, and I wasn't here. I was transported, and it was like, cool. Oh, and I can do it now. I've been in meetings where input is not needed at that moment. I stare at something. Nobody knows. I've been transported. Bing, got an idea for the meeting. You know what? Let me bring this point up, everybody. Blah, 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 blah. That's how I got it. Meditated during the meeting. It shows up in all different ways. I think we get fixated on what this meditation thing is. Like we should be a monk, chanting. No.
Put your fingers like this.
Yes.
Staring. Yeah. Close your eyes, sitting full lotus position. Yeah.
Lotus, thank you. If that works for you, God bless you. I'm happy. You found it. Whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do, but not full.
Okay.
I mean, that is the way I meditate, is on a pillow, on the floor, in the middle of the crystal grid that I have here. And yeah, but the point is, just as you've mentioned with the tack, right, is just dialing your thoughts into something very tight, right? And people will say, "Well, I can't stop my mind from thinking." Of course you can't. Your mind's job is to think. And so you just have to control what your thoughts are, right? Just don't let your mind wander off in its own direction everywhere, doing everything. When you see or recognize, and this happens a lot during meditation, is you recognize your mind has gone off in the distance, creating a long story. Maybe it's dramatic, maybe it's, got a theme to it, something like that. Once you get a theme going, it can go on and on and on forever. But once you recognize that from the watching kind of aspect of your mind, say, "Oh, I've just gone off somewhere." Bring yourself back. Just bring yourself back to center. And concentrate on your breathing, maybe. Concentrate on something else besides letting your mind just wander.
I got some clarity here of a different way to approach this with meditation from what you just said. When we meditate or try to, we think we need to do something. I need to do this to meditate, but it's not. Isn't it more of get rid of the things around you and then you're meditating? That's the challenge. The things around you need to be removed, the thoughts, the distractions, all of that. Once you get rid of it, there you go. You're meditating.
Yeah, I think Deepak Chopra said something like, when people say, "I can't quiet my mind," he says, your mind is already quiet. It's just covered up with all those 65,000 thoughts. So go under that and let the thoughts just float away.
Yep, totally. Why do you sit on a pillow? All right, for comfort, I get that, maybe. The lotus, what's going on there?
Great question, really. I studied Qigong for 20 years, and our Qigong master literally insisted that we sit in lotus position, full lotus, for 2 hours, just to get our hips open so our lower chakra, our root chakra, is open and, activated, right? In Kriya or in Qigong, they don't call it. They call it the dantian, not the chakras, because chakras is an Indian term, a Sanskrit term. But the other part, this part here, this comes from the Sanskrit world, and this is just helping us to stay present. So when we wander off with our mind, come back to here. Wander off again, come back to here. It's also a mudra, they call it, when you move your hands and put them in certain positions. It's a mudra that helps to create a bubble, if you will, of protection, energetic protection around us. So when we're wide open, nothing else can get in.
So for anybody that can't see that, if you're listening to us, picture the OK sign, turn it upside down. That's what we're talking about here, the lotus position and all of that. But if we wanted, couldn't I put one hand on top of my head and another hand on my chest, or any other configuration, whatever it is, just to keep you present? And basically, I'm thinking of the thumb and the index finger touching on both hands is just you're doing something to get your mind away from the other stuff. The focus is on the contact of the fingers.
Absolutely. That is absolutely essential. And, doing something that keeps you, present instead of wandering, letting your mind wander. And I'm shooting my hands outward in every direction when I'm saying that, because we do tend to, the mind wanders. And, I'd like to say that it is not, what can I say? We are in charge of our mind. It is not in charge of us. And, when we have psychological disturbances, it's because we've allowed our mind to be in charge of us. And so I invite you to pay attention to your mind and to really listen. Listen to what your mind is trying to tell you. Probably it's not that good. And you get to stop that. You get to say no. And in meditation, that is a way to stop that.
I believe that your mind is telling you things that probably isn't good to protect you, to keep you safe. It's always on alert. It's always the subconscious is always watching. It's running old programs. It's, keeping tabs of everything. But the ultimate goal is, what do we want to do? We want to stay safe. And evolution has kept us here for that reason. Back in the cave person times, we had an inkling that there might be a pterodactyl outside. So, we didn't go outside. Something's telling me. Kept us safe. That's why we're still here. But it doesn't matter what you do to meditate. It's whatever works for you. I'm going to try touching the fingers. I'm going to do it next week. I really am.
So that's not something that you've been doing?
Not at all. I mean, a lot of times my favorite time is when I first wake up. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that, half asleep, half awake, but you were still processing stuff when you were sleeping, no doubt. So I find that beneficial. And my eyes are closed, so it's a different vibe. But many times I keep my eyes open. And again, I'll stare at something. Like I can look at, there's a little light on that piece of equipment. There is a thumbtack literally right there on the wall. And I could stare at that with eyes open and transport. And I remember once I was at the gym, like in the last 6 months, and there's an extension machine. You just lean over it and you just, working on your back, whatever. So I stared at a bolt on the machine in front of me. And all of a sudden, I wasn't there. It was the weirdest feeling. I felt myself above myself looking down at me doing that exercise. And Rochel, I didn't feel any fatigue. I was like Superman. Keep going, keep going. This is great, man. This is fun. Look at this. Just from staring at that bolt on the machine. And I did like a ton of reps. I was
going to say 35 repetitions later and you're going, I
like
guess I
it
can
didn't
stop
even
now.
happen. It was the wildest thing. And that was like, okay, all right. Whatever works for you. I enjoy that, just keeping my eyes open. I don't know what it is, how I just can focus on something. And I call it transported. I'm out of my head. Maybe that's what it is. I'm out of my head.
Yeah, the biggest aspect of that, and what you're saying is so vital, really, and that is the focus aspect, right? Because when our mind is wandering, we're not focusing and we're not present. But when we have that focus, and I've been meditating for 25 years or more, and I still have a squirrel mind, and my mind is just running around. I'm like, all right, that's enough. Back to center. And some people would have sort of this sense of maybe getting angry about it, right? Duh, my mind just won't stop or whatever. But when we push against something, it pushes back. So just invite your mind to come back to center instead of, grabbing it and shaking it, kind of thing.
So I've heard this. I'm going to share this because it's exactly what you're saying, that when your mind is doing that, that's your subconscious. And again, it goes back to wanting to keep you safe. It's always, are you sure about that? Well, what about this over here? So when that happens, say, thank you for sharing. I love you. Now you're telling the inner child that's throwing that stuff out there in your subconscious, I acknowledge what you said and I love you, because the inner child in us just wants to feel loved and wants to feel safe. So tell it you love it.
Right.
Tell it.
Right. I love that, Steve. That's really awesome. One of the things that I have adopted and probably said 200,000 times is, thank you for the thoughts. I'm with my God now. Come on back.
It's kind of the same thing in some regards, because but
exactly.
You're acknowledging it. You're not, like you said, you're not pushing it away. You're
right.
Listen, might be some good information you're getting to keep you safe, whatever it is, but sometimes the monkey chatter's a little too much. So I got you. Hey, it's like if somebody was talking to you and gave you some advice and information, whether you agreed or not, what would you do? Would you just walk away? Well, no, you say, I appreciate that. Thank you. And then whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be, aggravating and frustrating with them. You don't have to make their day poor,
Exactly.
And your inner self is like that. Your inner self needs to be coddled, needs to be loved, needs to be filled with compassion and given all the, compassion that you would like to have, right? Yeah.
It's even the same thing where you go to a holiday dinner and Uncle Vinny's talking about politics again, and you just do not agree with any of that, but you don't want to start a riff. And then you just say, that's an interesting point you bring up there. I appreciate that. I'm going to go get some more dip. And you walk away. But at least you gave them a chance to be heard, and that's your
Right.
subconscious. Give it a chance to be
Right.
heard. I just looked at the time. We have some, like 3 or so minutes for.
Okay.
Can we do
Okay.
some kind of a meditation? Can you lead us into something
Oh,
here?
that would be so fun. That would be awesome. Yes, I will. 3 minutes. I don't know if I can do a 3-minute meditation, but I'll do my best. Okay. For those of you that are not driving, just take some deep, gentle breaths, and you can do this you can do the breaths while you're driving. I just don't want you to close your eyes. So take some deep, gentle breaths, and as you exhale longer than you inhale. I want you to breathe in slowly and then exhale even more slowly. And as you exhale, just calm your shoulders, calm your mind. Perhaps see a gentle vortex in your head, in your brain, spinning all those thoughts in your brain down into your heart. That's a little rainbow vortex with the point down into your throat and spinning into your heart. And let all those thoughts, all your to-do list, everything that you have going on in your life, the rushing traffic, let it all float down into your heart. Take another deep, gentle breath and feel the calm flow over you. And I want you to feel your heart. Just feel energetic heart is in the middle of your chest, so just feel in the middle of your chest. Feel what emotions might be settled there. Is there happiness and joy? Or is there sadness, maybe grief and frustration? If it's the latter of the three, just call on the little person, the younger version of you that might be experiencing those emotions. And tell them all the good things they've needed to hear for so long. Tell them they are loved. Tell them they are needed. Tell them how important they are. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Give them an inner hug in your heart. And let your heart wrap them in love. And let your current mind, your current heart, settle into this sense of need and gratitude for this little being who has been struggling inside of you for so long. Take a deep breath. Acknowledge your current emotions. And if there's still sadness or grief or frustration, can be anger, can be any of those things floating around in you, I invite you to take those into a quiet moment on your own and just love on them. Love on the little person that you were when those big things happened to you. And now bring yourself to this current moment, into your current space, feeling your hands and your feet. taking a deep breath, acknowledging this tremendous moment with gratitude and kindness. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow. You're amazing. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Like, that is just top of your head stuff. And that was so, like, I feel like you held our hand and walked us right through. Never felt that before.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the inner child, and it seems like you focused that meditation on that. Was that intentional?
It was, yeah.
Wow. I don't know how you did that. like people say to me, when you do a podcast, you have a script, you follow, like, how do you know what to say and what do you, like, that's nothing compared to what you just did. Wow.
Well, I don't agree with you, actually. I watch you and I tell you a topic, or I invite, an idea for a topic, and you just go with it, and it's pretty amazing. But I've been leading meditation for years, and what happens really is I get a message that's coming in. I see a visual, or I see some, it's not really a hearing thing. It's a knowing thing, but I'm connecting to Source, and Source is telling me kind of what to say. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Final question. When we meditate, should we set an intention? I've heard it both ways. Some say yes, others, no, whatever comes up, comes up.
There's a variety of different philosophies, right? There is the philosophy of going into the void or going into the emptiness. And so that's an intention, I guess, right? There's a philosophy of following your breath. The intention, the major intention should be to settle your mind, right? To go into quiet in some way. But we can't. Our brain just wants to work, right? Yeah. So give your brain something to do. So focus. Just make sure your brain is focused on what it's supposed to be doing. And yeah, I do like the intention in that if you're trying to find an answer to something, go for it.
Yeah. Even some say too, before you go to bed, ask your spirit guides, ask for the answer. And I think that goes back to the age-old cliche, let me sleep on it. Well, there's truth in that.
There is so much truth in that. And if you make an intentional prayer to find out an answer in the evening, right before you're laying down, oftentimes you have that answer in the morning or in a dream while you're sleeping that you remember. And there's the answer for you.
Somebody also told me recently, I have like pieces of, information in my mind and bits and pieces that the first 3 seconds of when you wake up is vital information for you. And a lot of times we're all groggy or everything, but if you can laser on that, I just woke up. 3 seconds. It's there. It's almost like, you've got mail. It arrived in your inbox.
Yes.
But it's going to
right, because you can you can remember your dream at that moment. But if you get up and go to the bathroom, come back, you won't be able to remember your dream.
Yeah, and the answer is there.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you for today. So insightful, so interesting, so important, and basic. Just like we all struggle with the meditation thing, but I really appreciate today, as always. MyCrystalPortal.com is how we find you. You have so many different modalities to help people. This is just one of them. Wow.
Yeah.
In the future, I'd love to do that again.
Fabulous. And on Mondays at 3:33 Central Time, we do our live, and that's really we've gathered some folks from our audience on our live in the past, so we really want them to know about that. Yeah.
How do we find that, or is there a link also on?
It's on my
website?
personal page. It's on Rochel Rittgers' personal page, Facebook, and it's live at 3:33 with two mystics, my mystic team, at 3:33 on Mondays,
Beautiful.
Central Time. Yes.
Thank you for what you do. It helps us all. I appreciate it, and we will talk soon, okay?
Oh, bless you. Thank you, and bless all of you, your listening audience. Thank you so much.
Energy, positive vibes right back to you. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network. where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.